everyone, and welcome to another episode of me making things for my classroom. And today is going to be kind of a creative take, and we're actually going to be using some old pens, some simple floral tape, some cheap little succulent plant poker sticks, I guess, picks I think is what they're called, that I got off of Amazon. Some rocks that you can either find outside or buy decorative, and an old vase, and turn them into something functional and attractive for your classroom. Sterling's going to be in the background of this one. I am using specifically pens that don't click. You're going to want pens that have caps over the ends of them. So I'm just using this Bic pen. I also have the Bic crystals that I've used for this in a couple of different colors, and I actually color coordinated them to the succulents on top. This is just going to be a regular black pen. But all I'm doing here, make sure you have your succulent unwrapped, and you're going to select your tape. I got floral tape in a couple different colors, and for this one I'm actually going to go darker so that it kind of matches the stem that it has going on here. And you're going to start at the very tip top and kind of place this down. You can choose to kind of add maybe a dot of hot glue to keep it from moving around. I found that hasn't been totally necessary, though it might make the starting a little bit simpler. Starting is definitely the hardest. Sometimes I like to wrap the really thin ones first. Today, well, at least for this one, I'm not stressing so hard about it, but you're just going to want to make sure that you have your tape all the way up to the top of your pen and all the way up to the bottom of your succulent. Or really, you could use anything for this. This would be great to be done with simple flowers from the dollar store, just to kind of jazz them up and make them a little bit more functional. I think what I'm actually going to be doing with these is using them as kind of maybe extra pens and pencils. So when students, for instance, forget a pen or pencil in class, oops, falling out there. I want to be able to hand them something that they can use, but that they're not going to take out of the classroom. So many times I have lent pencils or pens or something to students that have forgotten to give them back, or lost them, or whatever. These are kind of hard to lose because they have these giant attachments to the top of them. I think these thinner ones are a little bit more difficult to wrap. Some of them had some pretty thick bits to the top of them. This one, for instance, you can see all the way down. It has a really, really thick piece, whereas opposed to, say, this little red one here, it's pretty thin at the top. It just kind of depends on the succulents that you get. I got this pack of 9 succulents, I believe, for about $9, which is pretty good, especially since they're they have like all the texture and like almost like a velvety feel to them, which I actually really like. I always wrap the tops a little bit extra just to make sure they don't go anywhere. I've knocked my camera over. I'm doing really great with cameras today, really all week with this. And then once you really have it going, I just like to rotate the pen and hold the tape really, really tight. And something that's really interesting about floral tape is it's not really like sticky, I wouldn't say. It's kind of more waxy, I suppose, so it kind of sticks to itself. I'm definitely going to be maybe attaching a little bit of like Mod Podge to the bottom so that when I put the caps on, it doesn't come all the way off, because this is going to go right all the way down to the bottom of our pen here. Release a little extra tape and keep it rolling. Once you have the succulent in place, the rest of it becomes really simple to do. I like having a couple different types of succulents and different colors of tape because it'll be easier for me to kind of select if I want a certain kind of pen. For instance, I don't necessarily want all of my kids writing all of their assignments in red ink. So I don't know if I need to give them a black pen, or I can give them a purple one, and I have some green ones too because I thought that seemed fun. You know, just in case students needed really anything, and also as a way to make sure that I would get them back and have a little bit of extra decor that is functional. Once you're done, you're just gonna lay it nice and flat, and I really do kind of smush it in there. And this is totally held on its own without anything attached to it. This is like no extra tape, only the floral tape. And as you can see, it sticks on pretty well if you get it on there tight enough. Now I have this little vase, and I'm actually just going to take a couple of the succulents and place them kind of in the top. I don't know what it is about this camera that zooms in a little too much. I'm actually getting a new phone sometime soon. So hopefully when I do that, it'll look a little bit neater on camera. Let's see, I'm gonna use this big one here. Now I know I'm not gonna fit all of these in here, though some of them are a lot littler. For instance, this one is quite a bit tinier. So that might be something I kind of stick closer to the top. I'll stick this one in there. So obviously, ideally, you would have something that maybe isn't see-through on the bottom, because on the top, this actually looks really nice. It looks like a nice little succulent arrangement. I only have clear vases right now, which is why I decided to go the decorative rock route, and I'm actually going to use that to fill in between my pens and also theoretically cap some of them. Is this ASMR? I really don't know. And now I'll pop them in again. And this is actually kind of giving them a little bit more stability while they're kind of standing, so I might actually be able to stick a couple more in there. So I'll stick that one in, and this one on this side. You know what, no, I kind of want to disperse the color a little bit, so I'm putting the red on the other side now. And I have a couple of red ones left that I'll probably have kind of stick somewhere closer off the top. So that's one. And our last one I might stick on the edge here. And ta-da! A beautiful, succulent pen arrangement. Now all you have to do is grab your succulent, pull out a pen, and you can start writing. As you can see, this one's red. I kind of match that to the succulent on top. And then I can stick it back in once my students are done using it. Well, that is all I have for you today. I hope you like this. I hope my students like it, and I hope it becomes as functional as I hope it will ever be. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you like what you saw, feel free to like and subscribe. I put out new videos every Sunday at noon Eastern Standard Time. So if you subscribe, then I will likely be seeing you next week at the same time. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you then. Bye-bye.